Good morning. I want to talk a little bit about personhood and magic, what it is to be a person, and what role is magic trying to play in that kind of formation as a person. So, what is a person? Well, we can take that a person is spirit, soul, and body. He has a physical body. We have a soul, our mind and emotions, and we have a spirit, the deeper part of who we are. Jesus said it, worship the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. He puts four kind of aspects in it. But the idea is basically we have an outward part of body, very important part of who we are. Remember, the Word became flesh. God Himself took on a body because of its important. Our body is how we see, how we hear, how we smell, how we taste, how we go places, how we do things with our hands. And then we have an invisible part, our mind, our emotions, our inner workings, our inner thoughts. Very important part of who we are. This is what a person is. But one aspect of person is our individuality. Each person is an individual person. Each person is responsible for their own self, especially as we grow into adulthood. We will each stand alone before God. We will each be rewarded by God for what we have done. And uh, that individuality is really important. There is the self and there is the other. I am who I am. You are who you are. And we are individuals and we form ourselves and we develop ourselves. But there's another side to person, and that is his interpersonal self, in that we are social beings. We interact with other people. Our life is made up of the relationships we have had, we have. And this is a very important part of who we are. It forms us, it shapes us, it gives us our sense of identity. And so these are the two things. So, uh, what is magic? Magic is to be able to instantly, effortlessly do things with a swipe, with a click, with a tap, to just short circuit the formation of what it is to be a person. C.S. Lewis, long time ago, he studied medieval literature. I think it's the 14th, 15th century. And in it, he wrote a lot on magic. And C.S. Lewis says, this is well-researched literature from C.S. Lewis, that he was the professor of literature. It was his kind of main professorship in, was it Cambridge or Oxford at the time. So in medieval times, 14th, 15th century, he says magic and modern medicine grew up together as twins, and they were both competing. And he just says that modern medicine won, and magic kind of fell aside. And he said both had the same intentions. The intention was to subdue reality to the wishes of man. That by modern medicine you could subdue the reality that I'm living not a very good lifestyle. However, when the symptoms arise, I can subdue the reality of those symptoms with certain medications and continue the lifestyle that I should not be living. However, the proper way of development is to subdue myself by virtue, by hard work, and by discipline to the reality that is there, and bring myself into a certain lifestyle. That is what. So he says modern medicine had that magic way of subduing the symptoms to my wishes, and magic had the same goal. Today, technology is the magic kind of thing. I can build relationships with people online. I can be part of a community online, and it is a effortless way, and it is an easy way to just do that. Swipe, click, tap. And but the problem with it is, okay, it's got a lot of advantages, and we acknowledge the advantages. I'm using it right now, technology. I have a video. I have it up on YouTube, and um, uh, but it's missing some things. For one, it is scalable, and so we say that's great. Here I have a little video in the morning. I make it, I post it up on YouTube, and a group of people are able to watch this video. So it's scalable. But if I continue and spend most of the time, which is what is happening in these kind of phone-based realities, what happens is, to form into the type of person that is worth scaling isn't going to happen. Like, we can scale and we can use technology to do many things, but what am I scaling? Who am I becoming? And unfortunately, we are not forming into the type of people we are supposed to be, because it is, as C.S. Lewis says, it is not to subdue reality to the wishes of man, but it is to subdue myself to reality by virtue, by hard work, and by discipline. Life is what it is. I overcome it by discipline, by hard work, and by virtue, and I can overcome those things in life. So maybe just to finish on this thought is, we are, who are we as we form as a person? Well, one thing is we are individuals. We are individuals with our spirit, soul, and body, and part of our body is so important to be present, to turn up. We are there, we are involved, we are connecting in our school, in our college, in our church, in our communities, in our day-to-day. We need our feet to get there. How beautiful are the feet. We need our hands to bless, to serve, and our eyes to see, our ears to hear. And although you can see a little here on the video, you're missing a lot. Of our five senses, three are missing. There's no touch, there's no taste, there's no smell. And of the sight and sound, they are very limited. The nuance of expression is not there. You also have no ability to reply, especially not at all in real time. So we're missing. So one of them is we're body, and being present, being in community, being in activity, physical activity. This is like hugely altered in these days. The second one is online community. So what we say is that they say community has a high bar of entry and a high bar of exit. Finish with this thought. High bar of entry, meaning that it's hard to join a community because every community wants to protect its values and its people. So they take time to really test the person before they take them into the community, fully into the community, which is a healthy thing to do. It's also very hard to leave a community, because as the years go on, your relationships, all your kind of, if your family is there, your children's friends are in that community. So it's a very high bar of entry. To leave, it's difficult. And then to join another community is difficult because they have a high bar of entry. However, in the online world, it's a low bar of entry and a low bar of exit. I can join any community instantly. Swipe, click. I can make an alias, I can make an avatar, and I join a community, and if I don't like it, I swipe out of it, and I click out of it, and I exit, and I just join another one. And I am in a community of people that is transient. Many of them won't be there next year in that online community. Many of them will not maybe even be there tomorrow. Many of them may not even be real people, and others are real people, but they are presenting a persona is not who they really are. And so I am living in a movable community of people, of characters, of bit players that I don't know, bodiless, disembodied people. And this removes the roots of who we are in interpersonal. So all I'm saying here is the beauty of the life of the church, and the beauty of the life of the community, and the beauty of the life of being together, and of going, just to say that again, how beautiful are the feet of those who bear good news. Feet. And as much as technology is useful to scale a message that we might have, to become the person, to have a message worth scaling, to become the type of person to be worth scaling, is not going to happen in this world of magic, of tip, tap, swipe, click, but in our beautiful community, and in a real personal, the disciples. It's not because Jesus didn't have the technology that he spent all that time with the 12 disciples and going from place to place. And I think we can do that, and we can enjoy the benefit of it, but it's hard. It takes effort, it takes exertion, it takes going, it takes moving, it takes some of the stress of being with people we don't know, that we clash with, some of the anxieties, but to see that that's there, but we can overcome them, and we can leave the world of magic that promises an instant effortless, easy way. Okay, have a good day.